what just happened? all I saw was all I saw was Angel's face. Like, look at like. All right,
Nope.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
No more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
Welcome, Horror Fiends. This is your boy, Ricky Grimes, back at you once again. Thank you for tuning in to Three Corners of Horror here, Horror Fiend TV, YouTube. I'm here with my excellent panel. First of all, the guest of the hour, Angel, Voices from the Mausoleum. How are you today, Angel?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back. I'm excited about our movie today.
We always have a good time.
Yeah.
Last time you were here was for Black Phone, and I ain't forgetting about that rope. You guys ain't forgetting about that. What up, JR? How are you, sir?
Oh, maybe we're gonna talk about a kite in the sky in this one.
Kite in the sky. This guy's always fancy motherfucker. What up, Joe?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, brother?
Shit, he threw me off with the kite in the sky. But I will say one thing. It'll come up later. Like, I always felt like the sky above us was maybe an ocean.
Ooh, that's poetic right there. What are we talking about? We are talking about a 2022 film by Jordan Peele, his third feature film, horror related. Nope. This film here, man, lots to talk about with this one. We're gonna start with Angel because she is the guest. I want to know, Angel, when you first heard of Nope, I know you do watch trailers, right? You get into it. So
yeah,
your first impressions, like, what did you think the movie was going to be about? Because, you know, they kind of keep it vague. So what were your first impressions upon the title and what you saw before the film?
Well, the teaser trailer showed almost nothing, and then they of course released like a longer one, you know, like a little bit closer to release. I thought it was just going to be a kind of a more like over the top, silly, bad, cheesy alien movie, because in the trailer that came out, you know, right before the film, you can see the little alien things in the background, and so I thought like it was just going to be this like funny commentary on, maybe, I don't know, like everything with Jordan Peele has like a message, so I didn't know where it was going to go as far as that goes, but I thought it was going to be like just super silly comedy. Like, I wasn't expecting anything like what I got, but yeah, it's kind of like my first impressions based off trailer. Then the name I just thought again was funny, so I didn't I didn't know what to expect.
Hey, the name it came into play in the film multiple times. So.
It did.
Joe, let's chat. Let me chat. What were your impressions on this? Did you feel the same as Angel? Like, did you watch the trailers too?
I watched the trailer. Same.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be about aliens. Honestly, about like maybe an armada of aliens who were kidnapping people that happen to live there. And you saw horses being played out. So I thought that maybe that the horses would kind of were an Easter egg of what would take down the alien.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I saw the trailer.
Kind of like War of the Worlds when
Yeah.
the bug took him out. JR, you look lonely down there, brother.
I know, man. I'm stuck with this dude.
Talk to me, Papa. Glenn.
I know, Glenn. Yeah, Glenn.
Juke.
Ricky
Juke. Don't forget.
No, I agree. I mean, when I saw the trailer, I didn't know what to think of it. I kind of got like a Close Encounters of the Third Kind type of feel to it, you know, especially with the environment being that the mountain area, isolation. Yeah, I mean, even when you're watching it, you realize you're watching chapters of a story at the same time, the way he broke it down. So, yeah, I mean, even as you're watching, you still don't know where it's going. And once you finally get to where it's going, this is where you either go this way, you go that way, or you get on a horse and you get the fuck out. Well, one or the other. But no, it was an interesting film. This is going to be a good one to talk about.
Yes. I don't watch trailers, so all I went was by the poster and the fact that they're looking up. I had to feel okay. And Angel mentioned it too. Peele doesn't just make straight out horror films. There's always symbolism, a lot of meta involved in there, and it's always a message. And so I knew it was going to be deeper than that. I didn't think it was going to be straight up Little Green Men, but I knew it was going to be alien related somehow. But I knew there was going to be some kind of twist in there. Of course, I was right, kind of.
Well, curious before we get to the end. I won't interrupt too long. Did you guys know what the message was?
Yeah.
It's all over, man.
100%.
All right. Well, so I guess we got to the end on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Angel. So now that we know it's about an alien, obviously. Now, when they revealed this motherfucker, like, what was your when I was bugging out when I saw this. So, what was your reaction when you saw the reveal? Like, it kind of took its time to reveal it, which I did like.
So a couple things. I think it was really smart adding the little punk ass kids dressed up like cheesy aliens with the mask, because you kind of get like when you first, because that's what you saw in the trailer. And so I was like, when you see it, like they're not super scary, and then you're just like, and then I remember thinking like, please don't let this be all. Please don't let this be all. Like I need there to be something else. And then when we get this like grand reveal that the ship itself is the actual monster, I was like, I'm in this movie until the end. Like I loved the reveal. It's so I grew up on like super cheesy alien horror sci-fi movies from like the 70s and the 80s, and that's all I got from this. Like when you see these inside parts of it, I was like, oh my god, like I had so much nostalgia for films I used to watch with my dad when I was growing up, and it was just like it was weird to see it in kind of like, I guess, like a modern take, because the outside of the ship is obviously very 2022, but the inside of it was not. And I was amazed to see that they could take something and make it look that way, and then it still be pretty creepy, because I mean, the whole time you're seeing it, you're hearing the screams and all the noises that it's making as all this is happening. I loved it. I thought it was really smart, clever thing to do, because I'm going to tell you, there have been so many times that I've seen alien movies where the ship is like, you get really unsettled because that's all you see. And then it's totally ruined when you get like an actual viewpoint of what the creature, the alien, is supposed to look like. So to make the ship the thing that is so ominous to start the actual creature was super smart.
Dope. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. GR, talk to me, brother. So now, Peele, before I get to you, GR, his influences for this film was like Close Encounters, like Angel mentioned, Signs, Joe, and Jaws. I mean, Spielberg is all over this film as far as like his inspirations. JR, the reveal of the monster, knowing what he was going for, did it work for you?
Partially. I'll leave it my thing at the end, but no, I like the fact that, you know, you heard the screams. I thought the screams was really, really, really good.
Sound design in this film,
so good. Yeah,
and the fact that they do it right in the beginning, and not for nothing, I was up there. I was looking all right, let's keep going, man. You know,
Gio, let me ask you, after this film, man, when you go outside, do you look up in the sky now?
I'm gonna look for that one cloud that doesn't move. Because that was a real. I mean,
I love that scene, by the way. That scene when he said, "What do you notice?" and he said he saw the cloud. Yeah, he's like, that hasn't moved. Oh boy, I was like
goosebumps. Yeah,
yes, goosebumps. Yeah,
no, it was, and it did give you a War of Worlds look as far as the spaceship goes. Yeah, it was like it was cool and it was funny at the same time for me, because once it saw the people, the fact that you see it going through the it was weird. I'm like, all right, is it going through its butt or that's his mouth? Because the way I looked at the intestines, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? But I do like the fact that, you know, you finally found out what it was and the way it was treated afterwards, where it wasn't just a dumb monster flying in the sky. Yeah, the thing was well calculating what it was doing. It was basically territorial, which we'll talk about later. And the fact that while my boy back here was thinking he was taming it, he didn't realize that he was the one being tamed the whole time by this monster. But one of the coolest scenes too was the fact that after this dude thought he would get away with doing it during the daytime, the scene where it goes over the house and it's basically digesting over the house, and it paints the house red. One of my favorite
scenes. So good.
Yeah, amazing scene in that one.
So good.
Yeah. It's funny thing, when I watched it the second time, in the very beginning during the opening credits, they actually show you what the monster is. There's a shot right where they got the credits. It's the monster itself, the inside. And then at the very end of the movie, when the monster's revealed fully, they show that same exact shot. And I'm like, they gave us the monster right in the credits. And right over my head. So, Joe, what up, son?
What's up? What's up? Well, first of all, you guys keep calling it a monster. His name was Jean Jacket.
Jean Jacket, my bad.
So,
but we don't know.
It was Jean. They called it Jean Jacket. That's the name they
OJ
gave
called
it.
it Jean Jackets.
And I kind of did look this up a little bit. So,
oh, cool.
The representation for all this, and I loved it because I've gone a lot of time vacationing on the Gulf Coast and have gone sand dollar, like looking for them. So the original form is a sand dollar. Yeah, that's when you and if you ever got a sand dollar,
it looks like it. Yeah.
So then, when it was a cloud, that was a cuttlefish. A cuttlefish disguises itself. These I looked this up to find out this information. This is Jordan Peele's inspiration, and I fucking loved it.
That's awesome.
So much
now
more
that
sense.
I didn't know that. Now that you say it,
yes.
I see it.
So the cuttlefish, and if you looked at the cloud, if you kind of look at its form, it can look a little bit like a squid cuttlefish. If you kind of, because the front, the little tail part was towards the back, and it was bigger. If you look at it, it's a cuttlefish. And the last one, which was actually, I thought it was a beautiful reveal in the monster. Shit, I wrote it down and I got my thing all in the way.
The jellyfish,
cuttlefish. It's called a big fin squid, which has ribbons. Once I saw that, which then this is why I made the little comment earlier. I've sometimes when we've gone, especially when you go to places like Mexico, where like you have these beautiful skies, you're like, what if the sky is actually the ocean just reflecting above us right now?
Ooh, yeah,
so for Jordan Peele to introduce it, because like for me, was it an alien or was it just another actual life form? The ocean's above us. This is like a giant fucking sand dollar. So I loved it. Once I looked it up and saw what the inspiration was, saw everything that he was trying to pull off, and it made me love the movie a little bit more, just for my own little weird thing that I always thought that the sky above us is actually just the ocean reflected above us.
Nice. Let me ask you, you a fan of Akira? I know JR, you are, right? There's a lot of Akira references in this movie.
Yes, there is.
Is there really?
I know you caught it, right? Oh, dude, it's all over, man. All right, that's for another time. But the reveal itself, bro. Yeah, I when OJ's character first talked to his sister, which I love these two, man. Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya. What's his name?
Kaluuya.
Not Kaluuya. We ain't talking Kaluuya, no.
I think it's KU, but hold on.
It's all good, brother. Well, we know who they are, man.
Anybody who watches this knows every once in a while we end up pulling up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm not good with last names. So.
Kaluuya.
Okay,
because it's Kaluuya.
Yeah.
So Kaluuya.
Awesome.
So if I'm wrong,
no, I want to give them. The props because they did great, and
Keke was great.
She was fantastic.
She was awesome.
I love Keke.
So funny.
The juxtaposition between Keke Palmer's enthusiasm, her energy, her free spirit, to OJ's more like depressing. Like he could not say a word, but I'm like captivated by him. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. So I wanted to give them the props before I forget that. But the monster itself, it reminded me of a shark. You mentioned territorial. Someone mentioned territorial, and the fact that that's what it reminded me of. Like it's above the skies, swimming around, looking for its next prey.
Right. Basically anything in the ocean would
do. That's why when you mentioned the ocean, that's why I was like, oh man, my head just sparked it. Like
that's why that honestly it's
awesome.
One of the reasons for me to really love this movie.
Yeah,
because of that, it's been a weird thing I've always thought in my head.
It's a reverse Jaws.
And then all of a sudden it showed it, and I'm like, it's like a sea creature in the ocean that I thought was above me.
Awesome. And it's interesting the way he attacked things too. The Jean Jacket, very interesting. Now there is an importance by looking at Jean Jacket. That's what kind of targets you. But why? Why is the question? Angel, do you have any idea as to why? Like, what causes you to look at Jean Jacket and that makes you a prime target? Did the movie ever really fully explain that?
It does,
right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll see if Angel says it first.
All right, then.
Probably not. I'm going in a totally different direction.
Good, let's do it.
So for me, like, I'm sure it has like a separate purpose as far as like the story to tell. But to me, when I think about that concept, the entire film, it's like underlying, message or whatever. Every story, everything that happens is all related back to being a spectacle. This concept of looking at something, of not being able to not look at something.
Yeah,
I mean, you've
that's
got
right.
the things with the Gordy, was that the
Gordy. Oh, we gotta talk
Gordy,
about that.
so
Okay,
you have the whole thing of like this horrible thing happening, not being able to look away, even when
Yes.
it's dangerous, even when it gets to this point where it's like putting your life in danger. And then there's also these pieces of it where there's like people who don't want to be a spectacle, like the girl that survived from the attack on the Gordy show and like covering herself up
You
because
picked
like,
that up?
she's back. Yeah.
You picked that up.
If you
All right.
notice, I'm sorry, I'll let you finish. Angel.
No,
Go.
Yeah,
Let her finish, let her finish.
so it goes, it's like all of these steps, all of these different stages of being a spectacle, trying to capture and control a spectacle when it's outside of the realms of possibility. It's all about looking and watching constantly. You've got the cameras trying to capture stuff on film. You've got the kid actors that grew up outside. I mean, obviously that was a terrible thing, and that's a little bit different than like normal kid actors, but it's all, everything in this movie revolves around being a spectacle, and some people wanting to forget and some people wanting to not let it go. And it's so push and pull. The whole movie does this. It goes back and forth between whether a spectacle is a good thing or a bad thing. How far is too far to be a spectator? How far are you willing to push yourself in these situations to be something more? And I think like when I think about that, I just think about the overall theme and how it ties all of these other stories into each other. And that, I mean, so that was like my interpretation of this question.
That's it.
Like,
No, that's
what
it.
was
I think,
as far as
I think
like
you nailed it. I
the
think that's
overall
exactly what it is.
Because, and then there's also this other thing too, because control is a very common theme in this film as well. And so there's this concept of like, if you can't look someone in the eye, then you're weak. Or if you can't look someone in the eye, you're a liar. If you can't look someone, there's all these things centered around not being able to look at something or not being able to look someone in the eye. And so it's just it's like, it's all theme related. It's just presented in all these different pieces throughout all the stories.
Two things real quick.
Yeah.
Jupe's character mentioned Gordy's incident as a spectacle.
Spectacle.
It's like a car accident. If you drive by and you have to look,
you can't not look.
Then, or if there's a fight and someone's getting killed, people rather just film it
than interfere. Yep.
Yes, Jupe's character made it such a big deal where the big fist thing, the fist bump.
Yeah.
And the whole time when Jupe is hiding underneath the table and he's looking at Gordy, there's a tablecloth in front of him blocking eye contact.
The exact same as
until he did make eye contact with him.
Yeah, because he lifts it. Mm-hmm.
No, before that, he saw that he was still seeing him through the lace.
Through the sheet or through the
he still saw him because he finally caught it.
When did he lift it up? He lifted it up?
He didn't lift it.
No, he just reaches out.
That's what I mean. But did he ever have eye contact?
Because he saw through the lace. He saw through the lace because they still made eye contact.
And he survived because he didn't look at him head on. Like, or
Well, Joe, I'm sorry. Yeah, Joe, go ahead. What's your interpretation?
All right. So with it, especially in the movie, so the eye contact thing. So with Otis, he's a horse trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should put horses are like number 4 on my list of things that I'm afraid of. Only because a horse can see your soul. Like literally, if you walk to a horse and you guys look eye to eye, the horse is going to react to whatever is in you, right? So the horses always look down whenever, especially what was it? Was it Lucky? Jared, help me out here. It ended up looking down.
Mm-hmm.
So for some animals, when you make eye contact and you look straight ahead, it's what's up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude,
however, when you put your head down and you look down, you realize this is who is above you.
It's that,
You're not here to intimidate.
You're not challenging him. You're not challenging him.
So,
which
is why I love the big reveal, because the scene when everything kept coming out, it was peacocking. I don't know if you ever heard that term. It was peacocking. Yes. If you watch Animal Planet, there's especially when they do the bird one. The bird one is one of the best ones because they literally show like how birds change their colors, and it was doing this.
Yeah.
And so when Otis was looking, because at that point Otis was trying to help, Otis was only staring.
OJ.
Oh shit. It is.
He's Otis.
Otis Jr.
He's Otis Jr. But Keith David to me is Otis.
Rick. Rick, you fucked up my train of thought, Rick. You fucked up my train of thought.
All right, while you think about this, you talking, Joe, you sparked another observation.
This was a great question, honestly. So when I put this down,
OJ was presenting the horse originally, right?
Yes.
What did he tell the person who came up with the mirror and put the mirror at the horse's
even
face?
His own eye?
He saw his own reflection and bugged out.
Freaked him out. Yes.
Yes. Damn.
Yes. So that's why I put this in here because Otis, being a horse trainer, already knew.
OJ.
All right, listen. I don't want to use OJ. I'm literally trying to avoid OJ.
This guy, he's the guys that told OJ, "Your name's OJ." Yeah.
No. Anyway,
like, I'm messing with you guys.
I'm gonna fuck you up. I don't ride horses because you have to make a certain connection with them, and certain even do the whole. You have to look at them.
Yeah.
And I'm not a bad person, but I'm just worried that like my fear of them and their eyes might be like, this mother. No, I don't want him on me. And but yeah, that's what I felt was the importance of the eye thing because Jean Jacket only attacked when looking straight up, and when Jupe and everybody got eaten up, everybody was looking up.
Straight up.
Nobody was intimidating, but they were looking up. And
why? Because the spectacle.
Well, okay. So to narrow down Angel's perspective, also is the movie is more about animals. It's not even about humans. It's about animals. How making the spectacle of animals in here, which is why Gordy freaked out, which is why Jean Jacket freaked out. It's about animals and how the way we treat them and make them like this a spectacle.
They're
literally
shows,
it's a good. She had it. I wanted to take your nail and be the hammer to push that down because you were right on that. Like it's the spectacle of it, but in this is about the animals, and Jean Jacket did not want to be Gordy.
JR, anything else you got to add, brother? I know we talked a lot. I'm sorry, brother. He's like, damn, I got nothing else to say.
No, you always got to remember, there's one thing, too, that, I mean, being a spectacle, too, it's about Jean Jacket not wanting to be domesticated. Because you got to remember, they're feeding him. So, for example, you live in Florida. What's one of the things that happen in Florida now? People are going down scuba diving, feeding sharks.
Don't do that.
So what do the sharks do now? Every time they see a person, they relate it to food. So they're more and more coming. So you have an apex predator who's basically always hunting, being constantly fed, doesn't want to be made, like you guys said, a spectacle, domesticated. And at the same time, OJ got it because he understood that you do not aggravate an apex predator.
No.
Like they tell you, if you're gonna get attacked by the bear, turn around, throw yourself on the floor, play dead.
Yeah,
he did that. He did that twice.
That'd be kind of hard, bro. I'll be too scared.
I'm not. I'll pass out. It won't be that hard. Literally, I'm like, I'll pass out. The bear will just be like, all right.
You pass out. You hold on. One more.
Joe. It'll be like this.
You know what?
I remember there's another thing too, and Rick, you mentioned about when was it Lucky was gonna be filmed in that commercial. He also, the minute Lucky they took pictures, the cameras went off and set off the horse too. That wasn't just seeing his own reflection; it was basically being seen as an object. But for me, I mean, he got it, and I liked that idea. You know, that was a cool concept because honestly, I would have just kept running. I would have just. I'm not looking. Well, I'm not looking back. 2 is if I want, you're gonna see a trail of piss just as I'm running too. So either he's gonna smell that shit and be like, I'm out. But
yeah, dude,
I'm going a different way. Anyway,
yeah.
But yeah, it's an apex predator that they're trying to domesticate, because if he's territorial, the reason he's territorial is because this fucker kept feeding him the whole time. So now this is his and the people, because remember, where did those people come from the first time in the beginning of the movie? Did he do? There was a lot about this guy that wasn't being said.
You had to read between the lines.
Yes. By the way, the screaming of the people were the people being digested.
Right.
Yeah, but that's before we see that part later.
Well, no, because you find in the beginning, you find that out when OJ's father gets killed by the fucking nickel.
But was he behind it the whole time? Because
he could have been.
That's what
it's insinuated that he was doing it multiple times.
He has something to do with it because he knew it was there the whole time.
You know why? It's a very interesting, because this character had trauma early in his life, and it looks like he took that trauma and he just profited off of it.
But he was almost going to get killed, though.
He's in it, but it's still trauma. People deal with it differently. Now, him, you could tell he's like, when he was sticking back in the story, he was like zoning out into another world here, and he took the memorabilia.
I was gonna say he had that whole like room and was like bragging about how people like spend the night in there.
Yeah. So for all the crazy shit, so he's all about the dollar bill and all.
I don't think it was about. I think it wasn't about the dollar bill. I think it's because he was on the number one show. I think it was about being popular. Like for him, it was about.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that Gordy scene,
famous.
It didn't fit the film as if you look at it. But it's there for a reason. And
it did. He would have gotten killed. He still made eye contact with Gordy.
Yeah, but I
think whoever shot Gordy, if that person didn't shoot Gordy, Gordy would have killed him.
Yeah, well, and you have to think like this kind of goes back into what I was saying about this theme of control. When he goes back and when we see the scene where he's under the table and the Gordy thing has just happened, it's right before he gets shot. He had there was no control over this animal. There was no control over the situation. And then because there was no control, all of this fame and this happiness and joy he was completely robbed of that at a really, really young age. So then in his trauma response as an adult is to try to regain what he didn't get as a child, which is not just fame and fortune and all of these things. It's also to take control over a situation, to take control over the part of him that becomes the spectacle eventually. Because that's the goal, is like, and it's like when I went, I literally, this was a movie that I did not stop thinking about for like weeks after I saw it. And every time I thought about it, or every time I had a conversation with somebody about it, I figured out something new, or I thought about something new. But that theme of like trying to control, and it kind of goes back to what, you guys were saying about like the animals, but just like having the control over the situation, not having it and trying to have it again. And then it ended up, obviously blowing up in his face. But
let's wrap it up, guys. We're going to go with closing thoughts right now. We talked, there's so much more to talk about, honestly.
There's a lot. Yeah.
This is what makes Jordan Peele's films so unique, because they, on the surface, they seem, two-dimensional. We've been there, done that, but there's always some underlying theme behind everything. Every choice he makes, even the cinematography, the nighttime shots. Oh my God! Go ahead.
Now that you're saying that, because in the trailer, hold on, I'm sorry. You saw the trailers, the horses.
I don't watch trailers though.
Oh.
So I think I'm a fan of Jordan Peele. I think this is not my favorite thing that he's done. I really liked that it was, it's a very unique film for him. Messaging aside, it's very unique for the genre. It's very unique. And I think that I'm very picky about comedic elements in horror. Like this was like the perfect mashup of like terrifying scenes and things that made me really uncomfortable. And like, I laughed so much when he goes and he gets he's like getting out of the truck or something, and he's like, nope. And
he got into the
truck. How many times when you're watching a horror movie and somebody does something and you say in your head, nope, like I'm not. It was I thought this was super clever and witty, aside from all the messaging stuff.
The humor was well.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that he does really well when he makes horror is I always feel like they can be both. I feel like if you watch this and you didn't pick up on anything, it's still a really good movie in my opinion. It still has some really cool stuff with the alien stuff or the animals, whatever you want to call it. And I really, really loved it. And I also really love how much there is to talk about this because I don't think I've had this much conversation about any of his other movies. I mean, I've had conversations, but not like this. So this was like a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I prefer this one over Us.
Us.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this is my number 2. My favorite is Get Out.
Get Out was good.
Yeah.
The Get Out guy. That's what I call Daniel. The Get Out guy.
Yeah.
I can never say his last name.
Kaluuya.
Yeah, this one, I thought a lot of, definitely Close Encounters of the Third Kind, especially with the night scenes. That was just pure.
Dude, those
Close
night
Encounters.
scenes, bro. Those night scenes.
That was pure. I do, as a aspiring filmmaker, the lighting, cinematography, everything was
cinematography,
perfect.
bro.
And they picked a good guy for the lead because I don't think anybody could have pulled it off like Daniel.
Fun fact: this movie was the first horror film shot on IMAX cameras.
Yep.
And it shows the scale. It shows.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's an incredible actor, very underrated. I do like the alien. The overall storyline was pretty good.
Yeah,
and this is one of those movies like I think you could watch it 5 times and walk away with different thoughts.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is definitely Get Out. This is number 1. I mean, this one is definitely to Us. I wasn't a fan of. Overall, it is a fun film. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And Joe, talk horses, people.
All right, so the horse thing falls into what we were all talking about was the fact that so Otis, OJ.
Well, that's fine. Otis is his name, so
OJ as a horse trainer knew that training a horse, looking into the eyes was a major part of the whole thing. Like you picked up on it in the beginning,
looking into the camera.
Even when it got freaked out when its own eyes were put in the mirror, because that's what freaked it out, was when the guy spun it around and the horse saw its own reflection is what freaked it out. So the horses only played in that there were horse trainers who knew looking a horse in the eyes and doing what you can with your eyes basically is going to help you train them. So I'm going to rate this movie good. I don't consider this a horror movie. So this would be like a creature feature for me. Because Jean Jacket was a monster.
Yeah.
That's a subgenre of horror.
I mean, do you consider Jaws a horror movie?
It is a horror movie.
Also, is this
Okay.
thing?
Okay, I guess hold on. It's not horror in the genre.
That's the beautiful thing about horror is it's just not one.
Right.
You
So
can make anything into horror.
you guys were about to jump on me, even though literally.
Bro,
so I'm taking this. I'm taking
that's like
for
religious,
me,
bro.
For me, I'm like the way I look at psychological horror as a certain genre. For me, this was creature feature. So.
Good.
Taking it and making it creature feature and not including it into a slasher and everything else, I give this a 4.5.
Yeah.
Yes, the scariest part for me was when the little kids fucked with him, in their alien outfit. That scene was fucking awesome. I'm not even gonna lie.
Funny.
I watched it and I'm like, are those the aliens? I'm like, fuck that. Run, Adam and I mean, I had the whole house dark. That was one of the best scenes, even though it wasn't even the alien part. But for me, a creature feature, this is a 4.5.
Yeah, this movie here, when I first saw the alien, the hoax, the kids, bro, when I first saw that and I first saw the first shot, and I was like, oh my God.
Run.
There you go. Oh, shit. I was scared. Like, oh,
me too.
And then it's a hoax. Okay. Then I saw the second
crazy.
time, and I saw the aliens again peeping through. I'm like, Oh god, that's a fucking Halloween mask. Why would
I know, but you didn't know that the first time. So that's literally your first.
When you go in knowing
nope.
about it, you see it clear as day. The fucking cheap ass rubber mask. But that's the beauty of it, you know. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna give this a 4.5 as well. This is so close to a 5. The runtime is a little long.
Yeah.
So this part could have taken out.
Runtime.
It could have took stuff out, honestly.
I could have used more of.
Jean jacket.
I think. Well, I swear, Rick. After this, you can say like everything that you're holding in because Joe won't stop talking.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, though, you have to remember it would have been really cool to see more kills and stuff, but also that removes practicality from the situation. The more things or people that this thing consumes, the more out of like it has to be limited for the story to work. Yeah. If you stretch it out too far, then talk about a spectacle. Like, it's going to grow into something that doesn't make any sense.
See, I was just going to you saying that it's a perfect segue into what I was going to say, because one of my knocks on it was, and this is a nitpick because you got to suspend your disbelief when you watch this film, because with something that big out there, no one has ever seen it. You would think like, they had reports of people going missing and stuff like that. So it has been killing people. Yeah. They get that. But especially towards the end, when it was out in the open, that giant jellyfish type, well, you mentioned it, was a squid, whatever that thing was. Yeah. And the weird, it looked like eyelashes, but it was like.
Well, no,
hold on, let me just finish. Hold on. I'm never going to, it always happens every time. The one thing I did not like, and the design of the creature when it was, I didn't like it. I don't know. Yeah, it looked like wet toilet paper to me. That's just me. That's just me, though. That's just me. It just looked. GR, you agree or no?
I didn't like it. I'll be honest.
Okay, I'm with GR then. I did not like when it came back into form. Okay, now I get it. But I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. What the hell? No one else is looking into the sky and looking at this thing. Like
that's why I said kite. That's why I said kite in the beginning.
Yeah. So that's what keeps it from a 5 to me. But other than that, there's so much to talk about in this. And even like Jordan Peele obviously is a filmmaker, the fact that he makes a creature that if you look into its eyes, it attacks you. That's almost saying like if you're an actor, you're trained to never look at the camera. So there's so much in here.
Oh,
that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
That is
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
On that one,
if you keep it's all there between the mirrors and like
you're right.
Everything. So it's so much to this film, and man, if it wasn't for, and I'm a big creature the guy, you know that, and the creature it just didn't do it for me when it was revealed. But I get it though. You mentioned the squid-like creature. If that's what they were going for, I'll look it up.
And
that's
I'll
retract the bit.
I'll send it to you.
Send it to me, yeah.
But that was literally he was going. But that's why because you mentioned toilet paper. If you were to sit there and throw toilet paper in water, and as you watch it move in water and dissolve, it kind of did look like.
It looks like that, yeah, it does.
However, I mean, he took, when you look it up, it looks like ribbon, I guess.
It does.
It made me think ribbon.
Toilet paper.
The ribbon is a good way. Ribbon. That was just weird to me. Like, what the fuck? Ribbons?
I guess this is where I ended up loving the movie even more, because it's my weird, fucked up thought of that the sky is the ocean above us, just reflecting.
I like that. That's
so here is this because I don't even look at it as an alien. I actually looked at it just as another of the species that we have. Like that's the way I honestly looked at it.
If you look into the ocean, there's shit that's more
under there,
than
right?
This.
Right.
So it's plausible.
And if you look at the stuff that he picked, it's like really strange looking things that he chose to make. So yeah, like I love. Like, at first, I went like, okay, it's pretty. Oh, I get it. And when you saw, because it was trying to be majestic, it spread itself out. Like it covered up enough space to go, this is how fucking big I am.
Yeah. So it puffs out like
peacocking. It's called peacocking.
Yep.
A lot of guys do that. That's when they walk around.
They do. That's very true.
Thank you. And that's why I knew when I put peacocking, that Angel would get what I'm trying to say.
Wait, did you just point at GR? GR peacock?
No, Angel.
Oh, fun fact about it. The story about the first animated,
Yep.
anything was by an African American on a horse.
I loved it.
True story.
Loved it.
True
It
story.
is a true story.
Yep.
True story.
Alright, well, that's gonna wrap this up for Nope. We could talk about this forever, but we're gonna we're just at the hour point. So I'm Ricky Grimes, Angel, Voices from the Mausoleum. Subscribe to her channel. She's awesome. We got JR, of course, Joe the psychologist, and Ricky Grimes. And I just noticed none of us got nameplates, but that's okay.
I thought it was on purpose.
No, that's GR right there. GR fucked up on that one.
Oh, you could have did
The ball.
You
Damn
gotta
it!
admit.
Damn it! He put me. He got me. He got me.
Nope.
He got me.
You were too busy playing with the.
I'm gonna blame the boss on this one. We're gonna blame the boss on this one.
Nah,
Oh.
you know what? He's right. He's right. That's on me.
If he blew us up, he could have seen that there was no.
He's right. He's right.
It's all right.
But that's what we do.
But,
with
well, you know what?
man.
Actually,
That's
you
what
know
we
what?
do.
By now, you should know what our fucking names are.
Yeah.
We don't need the little.
Wait.
Uh oh.
Stay scared.